How's it going, everybody? Bartosz Kowalewski here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Eagle McMahon Signature Series Cloudbreaker 3. Now, this Cloudbreaker is a normal DD3, just like the old ones, but what sets it apart is the brand new special blend S-line plastic coming straight from Discmania's manufacturing facility. On first inspection, this S-line plastic feels slightly glossier or slicker than the traditional S-line that we're used to, but it has a good amount of grip and it feels like it could be a really durable plastic. So I'm intrigued to see how this holds up over time. The one that I have is slightly domey, which I enjoy in my distance drivers. It really allows them to get down the fairway with a lot of glide. And I'll be comparing it up against an S-line Echo DD3, a Cloudbreaker 2, and the Proto C-line DD3. So I'm excited to see how this stacks up against them. Let's go and check it out.
So starting out, we're going to throw these discs on a little bit of a Hyzer, trying to keep them relatively low to the ground, see how they fly, get a feel for the discs. And you can see that the Echo DD3 just wants to turn immediately out of the hand. And the Cloudbreaker 3 has a nice amount of turn before it starts to fade back to the left. And the Cloudbreaker 2 also starts to turn in the middle of the flight, but not nearly as much as the Cloudbreaker 3. And this is the C-line Proto DD3, and also not wanting to turn as much as the Cloudbreaker 3, just wanting to fade out and get to the ground fairly quickly. Next, we're throwing some Hyzer shots up high to the right. Again, you can see the Echo just wanting to turn over and go to the right instead of Hyzering out. And I have a feeling these next three are going to be pretty similar. Cloudbreaker 3 able to handle a simple Hyzer. It did kind of flatten out at the top of its flight right in the middle, but it quickly came back and went down left. The Cloudbreaker 2 holding a better Hyzer line here, more natural. And the C-line prototype is going to probably execute this shot the best. Just wanted to get to the ground really quickly. Next, we're going to throw these flat with maybe a little bit of anhyzer. And the Cloudbreaker 3 actually holds that anhyzer line the entire way, but it's slowly flattening out the entire way. It's not landing on the reverse angle. It's landing almost perfectly flat. And here you can see the Cloudbreaker 2 actually fading out and going left at the end of the flight. And similarly, the C-line Proto does the same thing, going left at the end. Next, we're going to throw them a little harder and try to get some air under the disc. You can see that nice turn out of the Cloudbreaker 3. Nice controlled distance shots. The Cloudbreaker 2, similar shot here, but just doesn't turn as much as the Cloudbreaker 3. And the Proto C-line kind of smashed this one. It held that anhyzer line for a bit longer than I thought, but still the least left to right movement there. Moving on to some on the course shots. Threw this shot into some headwind, and you can see it just kind of holds straight, slightly going right the whole time before finishing out around 450 feet. Here we have a nice around 420 foot Hyzer shot. That's what this disc is made for. Here I'm throwing the disc on an anhyzer and it's flattening out, skipping right at the basket at around 400 feet. Same hole, I'm attacking it with the forehand anhyzer, moving that disc left, and then it fades out back to the right. Here we have a pretty easy, about 250 foot forehand Hyzer. You can see it handles it no problem. And here we're actually throwing the disc into another headwind. You can see that disc rise and kind of flip up in the middle of the flight, but it's able to handle that wind and come back down at around 400 feet.
And there you guys have a few different flight comparisons between the different types of DD3. For me, the Cloudbreaker 3 is slightly less stable than the Cloudbreaker 2. It's not as overstable as the Proto C-lines, but it's definitely not as understable as S-line Echo DD3. Personally, I really like the stability because it's one that I can put right into my bag out of the box. I don't need to spend any time seasoning it or throwing it to try to get that perfect flip out of the disc. Eagle was recommending this disc for an intermediate level or higher player, and I would have to agree. Someone who can't bring this disc up to speed or isn't throwing it as far is not going to really unlock the full potential of the disc. The disc is going to drop on December 15th on Discmania's store or even at your local retailer. Hazy Shade Disc Golf here in Dayton, I know, will have a few in store and on their website, so make sure to go check them out. Comment down below and let me know what you guys thought about this video. Please like this video and subscribe if you wish. Let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one.